Is it recording? Hopefully this laptop doesn't tell me very well. Hi everyone, my name is Tessa Lamping and this is my November recap again, and I'm recording on December 2nd. Say hello, Nova! My little Nova helping me find supernovas, which in November, I decided to get back to OTCs, so I haven't traded those in almost a year. And I know the best time that I traded those when I was paper trading, and that's how I made a majority of my profits. And so I just want to do another recap. I know the other video, a couple videos ago, I talked about how I use TraderSync, and I did kind of a recap there, but there was still one trading day left, and so I didn't think I was going to trade, but I did, and so I have to do another recap. But here's my TraderSync. Now, I did customize this a little bit because um, how I had TraderSync before, I couldn't see my losses, and when I was comparing this, I'll go into my spreadsheets now, but when I was comparing TraderSync with my spreadsheets, the math wasn't kind of adding up, and then I was really confused, and on TraderSync, it showed my accumulative return dollar amount was positive $7.80, which now you can see here it's down $12.19, and that's because of my last trade on the 30th, I think, was the last day of November. Anyways, it said 781, and so I'm like, yes, I was able to cover commissions, and I'm green on the month. I was just very proud of myself. But then on my statistics, it was saying that I was actually down $106, and it's like, what's going on here? Someone's math isn't correct, which I know I'm terrible at math, but I was like, what's going on? And so I went through TraderSync some more, and I figured out that there's a difference between a cumulative return dollar amount and a cumulative return net. And net includes those commissions and fees, whereas just the return amount without the net is without commissions. Now, that's kind of a huge thing, and I'm glad I caught it now, but that explains why I'm down a lot more than I thought I was, and it's 100% due to commissions. Well, now it's because I made a losing trade. It was a good loss, which you can watch the video on that. I believe I got it live. Let's see, the 30th, November 13th. So HYSR, it was a good loss, and I cut my losses very quick. You can see I have a lot of 2% losses, and that's very good because I want between less than 1, so anywhere between the 0 and about 4% in losses. This 22%, absolutely unacceptable, especially since I'm sizing up going in with $1,000 positions now, due to this math the statistical analysis that was figured out, actually, ironically, the day right after I posted that video recap. And so that's, again, why I'm doing another one. So you know how I had the 22% loss, 6%, but I want to keep it around anywhere between 0 and 4% losses. To me, that's acceptable. Anyways, so profits, I'm trying to take singles, so I want to take let's see, we did the math. So on $1,000 positions, commissions are, for me, $4.95 in, $4.95 out, plus fees, which can equal up to $5.95 cap. So it can be 595 and lower, and that is based on how many shares you have, because these are the fees that E-Trade charges, so that way they can pay for stuff and trade and function, which you can ask your broker on the details or read about it, which the fees are negligible when you have larger size. But with larger size, that means you have to be on point with your losses, which I'll even get into with the beginning of December here too, why bigger size means you have to be tight on those losses. So how did I figure this out? Like I said, on E-Trade, I saw that the math didn't add up. So you can see here now I've customized this so that way I have my percent win, my percent loss. Now with that one last trade, before that last trade of HYSR, I was 50-50, which I don't like. But now it's 54, 55, 45, 45. So I'm working on that. A lot of this, I think, has to do with this really big loss, which it doesn't happen too often. And right now, my biggest loss in December is 12% due to slippage, so I'm no longer trading sub-penny stocks, because as you can see, my couple 6.25% returns, I got in at 0.0032 and sold at 0.0034 twice. And that, so on this trade and then this trade, I didn't realize that when I got into this latest stock that I was in at 0.0032, and I should have sold at 0.0034 when I thought it could get to 0.0036, which is about 12% return. These, yeah, and then later on it went to 0.0039 or 0.004, which these percentages are going up and down by like 3% at a time. So I'm risking 3% to make 6%. Not ideally, I wanted about 20% on this one, or not this one, on my latest trade, which I didn't get. So then I tried being greedy and sell at 0.0034 as it was going down to 0.0031, which was my stop loss. And then when I tried changing it to my stop loss, I couldn't get filled. Then it went to 0.0029, and so I didn't want to get caught in a panic, so I jumped the bid, and or is it slap the bid? I don't know which one. I'm still learning terms. But I sold at 0.0028 to cut my loss. So I ended up with a 12% loss. I'm not proud of it, but it was a good learning experience, and I don't need to be doing that because I watched a couple panics on the stock that I traded, which was AFOM, and I'll just show you. This is going to be a longer video, so I apologize, but it's midday. I have 1900 buying power left, and so probably won't trade today, unless there's something truly perfect. Since I already capitalized on ZNOG, I bought the dip at, I actually got executed at 8.2 and sold at 8.6, but I typed in 8.3 to try and guarantee a fill because there was a ton of buyers stacked up at 8.2, so I wanted to get in for 8.3, got 8.2. I just wanted to take a single, so I sold at 8.6. Turns out it was pretty close to the top, so happy for that. And then it came down a little bit and a little bit more, and then it started grinding back up and actually reached $1.10, which is phenomenal. I missed out on a lot, but I don't care. I'm happy for my single, and I'm not even upset about it. But that's a December trade. So this one you can see a couple channels, which I didn't think about when I was trading this. So let me take these off. So right here, I saw this, it was right here actually. It spiked up. I saw that. I was like, oh, I could buy, but I'm not going to because I'm going to wait for my setup. And I should have bought it right here when it was there, and it spiked. I was like, okay, cool. And then it came down, and I thought the same thing again, like, what's a higher low? I'll wait for the consolidation. Well, it spiked. So this one, it did it again. I'm like, gosh darn it. So I just missed all those. It's consolidating right here. Sorry, right there. Zoom in. So I saw it consolidating for a couple candles right here. I thought it was a higher low from this point, and I thought all I wanted it to do was bounce to right here roughly, 3.8, 3.738. Wait, yeah, right there. Oh, I guess that's 3.7. Sorry, right here. I thought it would bounce to right there at 3.8, so I got in. I wanted to risk 3.1, which was right here, and I got in at 3.2, which was the bottom here. I didn't get out on the bounce. I waited for it to come back down. I guess I just got greedy because it did go to 3.5, and I should have taken that, not paying attention to what the percent return was. I was just waiting for the pattern, and then I didn't take it when it hit 3.4. I feel really bad and really guilty for not recognizing that with my percentages, or else I would have taken it. I just thought it could bounce a little bit more, so it came down to being greedy. Since this, so I deserved the loss because then I tried typing in 3.4 right in here, didn't get 3.4, then I tried cutting it at 3.1, didn't get 3.1, it came down here to 2.9, so I just got out here at 2.8, and it came all the way down to 2.3, so I'm glad I got out, but then this was the bottom, and it went back up here, and then all the way up to 4, sorry, and so it faked me out, and that's for sure, and then it consolidated above VWAP there, or right along it, and then it dipped down again, and then it consolidated some more, which I just need to stay away from sub-penny stocks. But it kind of dipped in through here, and that's not ideal. And then let me clear those. And then I thought that maybe I didn't get back in. I did not do that. But I was like, oh, well, it is consolidating. I was like, maybe if you got in at 3.5, risking 3.4, it would go to 3.8 maybe, and it actually went to 4 again. Like I said, I did not do it, but then this, it panicked, and I became really afraid of sub-penny stocks when I saw this panic, because if you're in at, let's say you didn't get filled at 3.5, you're in at 3.7, because you didn't sell at 4 or didn't get executed, so you're in at 3.7, and in 1 minute it's already down to 3.3. So 0.0037, I'm sorry, 3.7 to 0.0033. 10% loss in less than a minute. Now, I had a 12% loss, but now just say you're in at a 3.7 and you're going for 4. That's an 8% gain. You're actually negative on your risk to reward. It's not worth it. I mean, it's really not, because I didn't think to account for slippage. I didn't think to account for it panicking down or me not getting filled. Maybe if there's an absolute perfect setup, I'll try it again, but right now, with my small account that I'm trying to grow, it's just not worth the risk, and I learned my lesson on that. And it went all the way down. Let's see, we'll go to 0.0025. Because what if you don't get filled that entire time? That's a 32% loss. And with a bigger account, 32%, that's $320. plus commissions and fees. So you're looking at $340 loss, just about. Unacceptable. My loss was $120, and I about made it back. I made $34 today. I made 30 something yesterday, maybe. Or was it 90? No. Went from 120 down to 90. So I made almost half of it back. So I should have used bigger size to get it back, but that's my bad. Math is not my strong suit. So back to TraderSync. You can see my statistics. But what I like to go through, let's see, monthly. View report. So this is where I found that I was actually down a cumulative return net versus a cumulative return. That was my last daily. I was making 142 on winners, 154 on losers. That's my return on long. Biggest loss was $75 that month, but my biggest profit. That's all without commissions. Biggest percent winner, biggest percent loser, turn, average winner, average loser. So my average winner was bigger than my losers, but like I said, that big loss, that's what got me. Average 8% versus 6%, so that's all good. I have pretty good statistics. It's just getting the dollars to match the stats. My reward to risk ratio is about 8.4, so that's good. Total commissions, I paid $125.16 in commissions and $16.16 in fees. And that's from the wins, from the losses, from the long side because I don't go short. And here's all this. And this is before fees. Yep, before commissions. So that's a good thing to consider. You can also do with commissions, and you'll see that mine are all losses with commissions. So I'm working on it. And then let's go to my calendar. You can see that's not bad. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning days, and 1, 2, 3, 4 losing days. So that's not terrible, but I can do better. And if you guys want to know how I'm doing in December already, let's see here. Monthly. I'm still down, like I said, but let's move them away. Let's move these up. Oh, no, it's just 2. Oh, yeah. So I'm still down because I had a big loss. There's really no statistics yet, but get to the dashboard. I'm 50-50 right now for win versus losses, but I had a big loss there. Oh, let's see, Znog. I didn't add, let's see, there's AFOM. I didn't add a trade yesterday. No, I didn't add today's trade. Okay, so I had that win yesterday, and then I had another win today. Don't pay attention to these because I have another win today. So this is still inaccurate. So minus like another, or add another 30. So I'm only down like $30. Whatever. Let's get into the good stuff. I'm sorry about that. We'll see how much better I get with this stuff in the future. So this is my spreadsheet that I'm talking about, and it has the exact same information from TraderSync. I'm just doing this so that way I really ingrain this stuff in my head. So here's swizzles, overnight holds, OTC breakout, more swizzles, the dates, share size, my profits, my losses, percent gains, net gain, loss, win. This I'm actually taking kind of from Jackaroo, and I need to add fees because I'm thinking about stuff later, and I'm just turning it into my own. I got my wins, my losses, the days, and so I'm slowly learning and getting better at this stuff. My monthly performance I can do better on. I didn't do any money panics, but I lost some money on the swizzle, but that was the most that I traded, so not too bad. Made the breakout because that was an accident. Well, not an accident, it just didn't go in my favor. It was sub penny stock, an overnight hold. I didn't actually hold it overnight, but that was the intent. And so that's how I got that. I'm not trading listed stocks right now. Profit and loss calendar I got from Jack and kind of Gertani. And so this is after commissions, or included commissions with this. Because I'm still learning, do I track before commissions, after commissions? I'm thinking after commissions because that's what's leaving me with the money. So I lost a total of $137.35. This is after fees and commissions, I think. Yeah, because I didn't, yeah, this is with fees and commissions included in it, because this is what's left over after all this. So this is, that's all, after commissions. There we go. See, I even forget what I'm tracking. But that's the losses after commissions, because that's what I need to know. My win percent was 45, and all these numbers I got from TraderSync, to be honest, but it doesn't hurt because I'm trying to go over this. Average win, average loss, average percent gain, and see, this is why TraderSync's easier, but I'm trying to reinforce everything, so I take the stats from TraderSync and I put it on here. Now, one thing that TraderSync has included is in the notes. When you click on a stock, you fill out the journal part of it, and that's what I add. You have your mistakes right here, and then you can add pictures, like I said, but then you can journal it. So I take what I write here and I put it in here, but I break it down as well, which that's what you're supposed to do in this section. But I'm just copying Tim Bertani on this aspect and doing it this way. So how much I lost, this is before commissions, because it's the whole purpose of the loss. And so, oh, I should have put the total right here. So let's calculate the total real quick, which I have on another spot, but let's go 40.08 plus 75.6 plus 11.25 plus 7.8 plus 40. So without commissions, I lost 174.73, and that's just, it's unacceptable. And I need to work on that. So HTZGQ, it had a morning, it spiked beautifully. I entered in too early. I convinced myself that was the bottom without it actually proving itself. I then held into it, lowering my held into it, lowering my risk until I decided it was time to cut, and I didn't know where the bottom was, proving I need to wait for the higher low after the bottom has been placed. That's description of the loss. What can I learn from this? Have more patience, wait for the confirmation of a higher low. If this works, then I can enter in after the price action confirms that higher low. If this fails, then I will understand why Jack waits for the sideways neutralization zone, then buys into money or the beginning of the pop. How will I improve? I will wait for the pattern to confirm itself. I want a spike, nice pullbacks to set the first low, then a small spike, then a pullback for the higher low. Ideally, this is where I enter as it begins to climb higher again before it goes sideways. This gives me optimum risk reward in case the sideways neutral fails, ideally out for small loss or tiny profits. So my mistakes: entered early, FOMO, outside influence. And so outside influence is like, hey, other people saying, well, why didn't you hold this longer? You should have held longer, or stuff like that. And my family will say that sometimes, but I need to learn not to be influenced by that stuff because I'm the one trading, not them. And so luckily I only did that once. And then FOMO, fear of missing out, did that once, but I seem to enter early a lot. One thing Mariana has really nailed into my head is that you have to wait for the sideways consolidation pretty much all day, because this month I learned that it could spike up, go sideways. Yes, it makes a higher low, but it can fake out and drop, come back up, and then consolidate, and then around 2 o'clock Eastern is when it kind of proves itself that it can go down and come back up, hold the sideways consolidation, and then spike. And that is what I've learned to wait for. Pardon me. So that is how I'm fixing that mistake. Sorry, my puppy needs out. Sorry about that. So that's how I'm fixing this mistake, and so I shouldn't fall into early entry as long as I listen to that rule and I follow it. So that was a lot of my mistakes, as you can see up above. I do it 3 times right here. So those are my mistakes, my early entry. We'll go through a few more because this video is already long enough. Sorry, I'll get better with these. MAPT, I missed the, oh goodness. So I missed that perfect sizzle by recording a panic on another stock. It followed price action perfectly. I even got it on video, and I ignored it because I wasn't focusing on it. And then it spikes up like 400%. And it's like, well, why don't you buy it? It's like, oh, because it's on the back side. I know not to buy it. I shouldn't buy it. It usually comes down when I do this. And what I do, like, okay, I give in. I give in to FOMO. I give in to outside influence. And I bought it. That's where I lost over $1 a share because I'm like, oh, well, maybe it'll bounce here. I had 13 chances to exit this stock. So by no means, well, okay, so it panicked like below my sell. So I'm like, oh, well, and then it bounces 13 times, mind you. So I had many opportunities to exit, and I just wanted to lose. That's what it comes down to. I wanted the loss, or else I would have never done it in the first place. And so I just can't do it anymore. You guys might be asking yourself, well, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? You just do it. That's all it comes down to, is you just do it. Because Mariana is probably the queen of taking singles and cutting losses, so I'm very grateful for her help and being kind of like my trading partner. Someone I can actually learn from, because I talk with a lot of new traders and I absolutely love it. They help me by making me need to pay attention to what I do, but she helps me by making it so I can grow just that little bit where um, I'm figuring it out on my own, but she's like giving me a boost. She's just like, here you go. And I'm so grateful for it. Because that's kind of like what I'm doing with other traders. I'm helping them, like, there you go, and throwing them over the fence. And she's like, here you go, and throwing me over the fence. And so she just jumps over. And so I'm really grateful for the help. I don't ask questions, so I'm really grateful that she reached out to me because she talks about her being shy. Well, I don't ask questions to traders because I'm a little shy too, believe it or not, because I'm always afraid to ask a dumb question, which there are no dumb questions. It's just, where are the answers? How can I find the answer? So I'm like, I don't ask questions because I want to find the answer, and sometimes it just helps to ask. And so I'm super grateful for her, and my thanks is just, it's never ending. I owe it all to her. So BRTXQ, um, oh, let's see, MAPT, yeah, I was talking about that one. So that's where I bought it at the top. I missed the perfect swizzle. FOMO convinced me to buy the backside. I held for a loss. Never again will I buy the top or backside. Like I say, just don't do it. I knew better. I knew not to do it. I haven't done it since, which hasn't been very long, but I'm not going to do it because now I have bigger position sizes, and bigger position size means that $75 loss could have been $750 loss. On a couple $1,000 account, $750 loss is blow up potential. And here it doesn't seem like much. $75, what to do? Well, $750, that's blow up potential and unacceptable. So never again. Sticking to my risk. Yeah, I will not chase a stock. I'd rather miss a trade than be a stubborn loser. Not just a sore loser, a stubborn loser. That's even worse because at least a sore loser takes its loss, but a stubborn loser is worse. BRTXQ, I bought the bottom of the consolidation for a strong first green day overnight position. Oh yeah, so this one has a perfect sideways, and then I had my stop. It dropped down to the stop, and I got out the first time. Well, it pulled back up. I bought my same entry price, and then it spikes up for a second, then fails. And then that's when Jack's like, oh, it got stuffed. It couldn't break out past this level. It just stuffed. It's like packed back down. And so I cut my loss, and I'm glad I cut it right then because then it kept going down even further, which I did eventually climb back up and gap up next day for a great percent return, but that was a good loss. So overall, these were good losses. I stuck to my plan. What I could have done differently is I could wait until right up to the close or buy the dip. And that one, it was what it was. I'm not concerned with that loss. It was a good loss. ALPP, I entered early instead of waiting for the confirmation on the stock showing higher lows. It turns out I did trade the ideal swizzle after reviewing. I did cut the loss quickly though. It was a good loss. So this one, I should have waited for the confirmation. It deserved the loss. Sorry. No, I deserved the loss on this one too. I'll pay more attention. And this is where it comes to Mariana letting me know, just wait. Have patience. If you miss out, you miss out. It's best to wait for those good setups and grow your account instead of trying to force trades, essentially, and entering early. And she's Timothy Sykes' top student. She's almost at $100,000 in profits, so I'm going to listen to her. HYSR, I entered in... Oh, I entered in nicely, but I could have also say early since I entered before 2 p.m., which seems to be the safest time to buy the swizzle. Yeah, this was a stock where she let me know that I should just wait because I bought where I tracked it. That was totally fine, but I didn't account for the panics and then the spike and then sideways and then spike up. So that's the confirmation plus what I did, was it yesterday, day before yesterday? That sealed the deal with that bigger loss. And so there's no harm, no foul, just learning. This is my first month trading OTCs in over a year. I'm not cutting myself any slack, but I'm going to recognize the reality that I'm learning, and just as long as I keep tracking this stuff, minimizing the losses, that's what I can do. And so um, just focusing on early entries and waiting for that 2 p.m. confirmation. If I miss it, I miss it. Oh well. And that's how I'm tracking my losses there. And then I haven't done my yearly performance yet. I'll do it at the end of this month. And this yearly performance, I'm just going to track OTCs because that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I probably should track my listed stocks, but listed stocks I'm not very good at right now, and I do the best with the morning panic dip buys because that's how I grew my account, which I'm aware of, and those are pretty quick to take singles on, but I don't use large size because they're not as reliable, I feel, and they're harder to predict. So I'll just go with the easy money. And so this will just have November and December in it. And that's where I'm starting off because I haven't even been trading for a full year. So I'm still figuring out my groove. So I'm down roughly $500 on the year because I'm learning. And that's okay. So starting by this time next year, my goal is to make a total of $2,500, so that way it's reasonable, it's manageable, and I can say I've made my money back on the Stocks to Trade subscription, which I didn't pay $2,500 for, but that's on the higher side because I like to round up. And I think that's manageable. Sorry I didn't go through too many charts. I did record the panic I did record some of this panic. My first recording was messing up because my chart was showing sideways and then just one candle. So a little chart malfunction, which isn't too ideal, but wasn't too crazy. But I got it to work, and then I recorded this, I believe. And then the bounce. But people are complaining already about no commentary. If you read the description, my kid was asleep. So I'm not always going to be there to spoon feed you what I'm thinking. So if you watch this, you can see correlation. Now, I'm not saying you'll get it the first time. I'm still learning. But if you start seeing that it turns, well, why did it turn? Rewind the video. Look at the volume, because you'll see that sometimes where I start circling around and I'm looking at the percent, I'm looking at the time in sales to see if this is going above the ask or below the bid and how it's stacking up, sizes. I'm looking at how many of the bids are stacking up versus the sales or asks. I'm looking at the volume. So just rewind it and replay it. I watch it many times over. That's what I do. And I didn't know exactly at first which one to focus on in the beginning, so this one came back nicely. Like I said, I bought in here, sold in here, came down a little bit further. This is why you take gains quickly and cut your losses quickly, because it can go down further. You can always rebuy in, or you can't, depending on your buying power, which is okay because it's a learning experience. Watch the volume, replay it, and that's what the great thing is about being in the trading challenge, because they teach you this. And well, they teach you better than this. They don't teach you this. They teach you better. And so, yeah, just use a little bit of common sense, or I'll teach you common sense. I don't know. Stock panic. Why does it panic? What can I learn to recognize panic? Volume. Level 2. Level 1. Bounce. Why bounce? What made bounce? I'm trying to be like some dude caveman thought. Green, big candle, big volume. Big volume, big sell, big volume, big buy. Bounce. Why does it bounce on level 2? I just watch. So, sorry for this long rant, essentially, but yeah, make sure you get TraderSync, and I highly recommend you customizing this. So as you can see, I am down after commissions a little over 500 bucks on the year. Before commissions, I'm down roughly 300 bucks. So not ideal, but not bad. So thank you guys. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. And I'll have more videos up next time. Thank you.